Here we have the new 2026 Cadillac OPTIQ. Now this OPTIQ comes in the sport trim level. Black Raven is the paint, and then we have the noir vegan leather interior. The powertrain consists of an electric motor mounted on the rear axle, made with a 1-speed direct drive transmission, up to 317 miles on a full charge with this vehicle. Front end here, we do get our LED headlamps along with the LED daytime running lights. And a nice look, I think, for the OPTIQ. Love the signature lights. And the front fascia is just, you know, very elegant, very nice, like all the newer Cadillacs are. These are going to be 20-inch alloy wheels. And then before I forget, the charge port here, we do have the Tesla style charger now if you want to hook up to the DC fast chargers at the Tesla superchargers. You can do that without needing an adapter. We get passive keyless entry, door panel here, heated seats, memory seats, power seat back, seat bottom, 4-way lumbar support. We have one-touch up and down windows with all 4 doors, heated power mirrors with blind spot monitors in them. We can fold them there, adjust the glass on either side here, and then power door lock controls are there. There's the handle. We get a 19 speaker AKG studio sound system. There's a hood release, electronic parking brake, power lift gate, automatic brake hold. We get a manual tilt telescoping steering wheel. Love the pedals on these. And there's a look at the driver's seat itself. But I want to give a huge thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee for allowing me to review this vehicle today. I'll leave a link below in the description. But if you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But $54,393 is the sticker price. Y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at the sticker. It's a huge glare today and the tint is pretty dark in the back, so I apologize if you can't see that well. But I have the seat up front adjusted for someone of my size, being 6'3" with longer legs. So we're gonna check out the space sitting behind myself. So very good room here, especially when I sit all the way back. Seat back pockets on both sides. And even with the fixed glass roof, my head is not close to touching that at all, so that's nice. Rear AC vents, you get 2 USB-C charge ports, 3-prong household plug-in there, and then storage compartment. There's a look at the front from back here. There's the shade for the glass roof, and there are the bottle holders in the middle seat. Now you can actually use this light, you can soft touch that if you want to do that. Grab handle. And then again, we have 19 speakers, so there are speakers everywhere, which I like. And then we can unlock the child locks there. And then to the back end, we do get full LED tail lamps. And pretty good space for this size vehicle behind the second row. Top tethers are integrated on the back of the seats themselves. Storage there for your charger, tire inflator kit. Side pockets that are closed off on both sides to keep things that you want in the back that you don't want rolling around. Always love having that. Now to the rear passenger seat. If you want to fold the seats flat on either side, you just pull here. It's easier to show it there. Press that button in and you can run longer objects through to the front. Pretty easy to snap it back into place. And then you have your lower anchors behind these covers here. Front passenger seat. And then you have your heated seat and then the power seat controls there. And if you want to get to the glove box, press this on the screen, we'll get back to it in a minute. And we do have owner's manuals here. It's easier to show the storage pocket here as well from this side. And then back up to the front, just a quick look under the hood. And then before we hop in the driver's seat, just a quick look at the blinkers. So nice leather wrap steering wheel here. Super Cruise is on this one. Indicators there, and then we have the sensor right back there. There's the horn. Now over here to the radio, in terms of audio, we get our AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth. You have a USB drive as well. Google News. We have Google Maps with the Google Assistant. If you want to use that, you can set up all of those settings. Controls here, you have your power window lockout, the glove box release, the seat massage, which is really nice to have. And then we also have the auto high beams, camera, charge port door. There's so much you can actually fool with here. And then you even have the universal home remotes there as well. Now going back, vehicle status, you can go in here, use the animation to see the tire pressure monitors, your efficiency, or you can go into these sub menus and see everything you need there. And then your drive modes are here. So you have your My mode, Snow and Ice, Tour and Sport. The My mode, you can adjust certain things to your liking. So let's say you like a sport brake, but you like a looser steering feel, you can make that your way. Adjust the one pedal. And then your auto park assist, you can use that here. I don't know why I didn't want to go back. And then you do get dual zone automatic climate control, so you can use that in the screen here, or you have your buttons down below. And in the rear, you can decide where you want the airflow to go there as well. Now for your settings, vehicle settings include your rear seat reminder, teen driver, buckle to drive, and your Super Cruise lane change. I always like to have that off. I like to make the lane changes myself. And then a lot of different camera views. So you have your front camera, backup camera, and then you even have kind of cabin camera as well, so you can see everybody in here, which is always interesting. I didn't notice what I look like right there, but you know, especially if the kids are in the back, you want to know who's hitting who, you can have that up. So lots of fun there. And then for the charging settings over here, you can adjust all of that. So create a schedule when you want the vehicle to be charging. Now down here, you do get 2 USB-C ports. Nice big storage pocket there, so while your phone's on the charger, it can be hidden there, but also it keeps it out of the sun, especially with this glass roof. That comes in handy, and it keeps you from overheating your phone, which is a pretty smart move, I think. Most people don't think of doing that, but I like having that pocket there. You have another storage area there. Volume can be adjusted here. Click that to mute. And then you have your shortcuts if you want to use the buttons and knobs instead of the touchscreen. You can do that. Bottle holders, center console cubby space with a wireless charging pad here, removable tray, and then you have 2 more USB-C ports and a 12-volt in there. Your rear camera mirror, you can toggle that. Hazards are right there, OnStar, and then this button is for your sunshade. So again, you only have the glass roof, so the first row glass doesn't slide or anything. So that's just what it looks like when the roof is back, or the shade is back, excuse me. Well, look at the back from up here. Then your vanity mirrors here. Left side stock blinkers, high beams, your wipers or rear camera, front fluid right there. Shifters on this right side, so hit the brake, neutral, reverse, drive, and then you do have your park by pressing in there. You can actually adjust this part of the gauge cluster on this left side if you want the trip meter, your lights. Then you can change the layout as well, whether you want to see the map, your energy usage, the driver assist system, or have that clean look there. You can toggle between those. And then you can, when you're not in one pedal mode, you can toggle the regenerative braking there if you want to raise or lower the level for that. Left side of the wheel itself, cruise control, turn that on, hold this X button. You can go between regular and adaptive and you'll get a notification when you do one or the other. And then you have Super Cruise for the lane centering. Once your adaptive cruise enabled, heated steering wheel toggle there. And then you can adjust the gap adjust for the adaptive cruise and the forward collision alert here. Set your speed. And on this right side, voice recognition, mute. You can go through your track list, radio station presets, Bluetooth. This goes to your audio sources. Then you can use this for your volume. This tab over here basically goes through that right side of the gauge cluster there. And one other thing, you don't have a push button. You actually can activate the vehicle by coming in and hitting the brake while you have the key fob. And you can hit one of these buttons to either leave it on or cut it off manually. But finally, here's the fob with remote start. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2026 Cadillac OPTIQ Sport out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this OPTIQ Sport, you know, it's pretty peppy coming out of a stop. Most EVs tend to have that that ability, just being able to be quick when you need them to be, and then pretty efficient just being able to run them off of electricity as opposed to gas. But very quiet in here. Ride so far is pretty good. We're gonna put in the sport mode and try to give it some getting on the interstate here. Here we go. So as you can see, very quick. And what's great about this is it was very luxurious. It didn't throw me back in the seat, but it was very smooth getting up to speed there, which is phenomenal. So we have the lane centering on. And I want to give one more huge thanks to Cadillac of Murfreesboro for allowing me to review this OPTIQ today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find the best price on one of these closer to home, click that second link down below. It takes just a minute to fill out your information, and I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on this or whatever new vehicle you might be interested in. But the sound acoustics in here are great, even on a very windy day like today. Very smooth ride coming down the interstate. The luxury here is very noticeable, and that's a good thing, especially in an EV. Even though it's a Cadillac, EVs tend to have a bit, you tend to be able to hear more, feel more, because you don't have an internal combustion engine taking up a lot of the sound waves. But here, even with just having an electric motor, very quiet in here, and again, very smooth overall in terms of the experience. Now I have it in tour mode. The tour mode just makes the drive, I should say the pedal feel a bit less peppy. So you don't have necessarily instant torque. I mean, you have a lot of torque still in the tour mode, but you don't necessarily have that that drag race pedal, if you will. And most people that get these vehicles are probably gonna have it in that tour mode most of the time because it does feel better. It keeps the ride smoother. And even in sport mode where the ride is smooth, the tour mode just gives you that maximum feeling of swift yet comfortable acceleration. Now, in terms of what you get for the money here, a $54,000 sticker price for something that's this luxurious, this nice, feels this good with this much space, I think it's a really good option, especially as more people are looking towards EVs. As you know, we've had those very high oil prices for a little while. They're coming down just a tad. They're still really high, but we'll see if we can fix that with this whole Iran deal or whatever. It's always going to be something that affects the fuel prices, and that's one of the reasons that I particularly drive an EV. As much as I like trying to limit fossil fuels and all that, the biggest reason that I went towards that is to try to limit my dependency on oil in general, just that commodity. That's something that you really can't control. With electricity, it's probably going to be cheap for the near future, the foreseeable future. And if you want to just not have to depend on local municipalities, whatever, indefinitely, you can always just set up a solar farm, and that will take care of your issues there. But I think for the money, again, it's a very luxurious vehicle. It just happens to run on electricity, makes it very efficient, makes it very quick, makes it pretty easy to drive, in my opinion. But I mean, it has more of a Tesla Model Y feel to it in a good way. It doesn't feel as flashy. It's very simple. Even when you have your AC controls right down here, it's very sleek, very slick looking. And the vehicle overall is just, again, luxurious. All that being said, this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2026 Cadillac OPTIQ in the sport trim level.